I'm quite excited about today's guest. Because on this Daily Tech podcast, we've covered everything from fintech, edtech, legal tech, blockchain, crypto. And we've even spoken with William Shatner and Wendy Williams, as well as football teams such as Real Madrid and Manchester United. But a subject I am fascinated by is the future of television in a digital world of streaming and YouTube stars. So today's guest is Ted Chervin, who is a founding partner and board member at ICM Partners. And for those of you that don't know, ICM Partners is a talent and literary agency representing clients in the fields of motion pictures, TV, publishing, music, theatre, branded entertainment and digital media. And speaking of TV, ICM Partners' television department represents on-air and creative talent in all segments of the industry, including network, cable and first-run syndication. And it is at the forefront of the industry, with clients that have created many of the longest-running critically acclaimed programming on television. And the agency represents several noted executive producers and other showrunners that have all successfully packaged hit shows such as Grey's Anatomy, Modern Family, The Big Bang Theory, Criminal Minds, House, Breaking Bad, The Simpsons, Sons of Anarchy, Scrubs, The X-Files, and the list goes on and on. And a little research also revealed that Ted was named one of Los Angeles' 500 most influential people by the LA Business Journal a few years ago. And by all accounts, he is Hollywood royalty as far as I'm concerned, but with his own fascinating backstory too. So for those reasons alone, this is an interview that I'm genuinely looking forward to, and I invite you along with me to listen in too. So buckle up and hold on tight so I can beam your ears all the way to Los Angeles so we can speak with Ted Chervin from ICM Partners, who's going to talk about the future of television and also what he's seen change over the last 25 years. Massive warm welcome to the show, Ted. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Sure. I am the co-managing director of ICM Partners, which is one of the 4 large talent agencies that controls a big chunk of the talent in the various verticals in Hollywood: film, television, publishing, concert touring, digital branding, and broadcasting.
Now, I'm genuinely thrilled that you managed to join me today, and I think we all have a backstory that shapes us and puts us on the road where we are now. But it's not until we get a little bit older and look back we can then join up the dots. So can I ask what inspired you and put you on this journey? I mean, was it a movie or a TV show or something much more than that, I suspect?
You know, I definitely have, my story is a particularly odd one, I think, compared to many people that wind up in Hollywood. I went to college and law school. For me, as a young person, I thought the big victory for me would be just getting a good education. When I went to law school, I got interested in law enforcement, and I wound up joining the United States Attorney's Office in Manhattan during the height of the crack cocaine epidemic and the early part of what they called the war on drugs, which obviously we didn't win. But I did fight it for a while. In my 20s, I was an assistant U.S. attorney in the Southern District of New York, and I specialized in organized crime and cocaine cartels and other non-traditional organized crime groups. And so that was my focus in my 20s. And then I made a real detour and came out here to Los Angeles in 1992, 93 to join a small TV packaging agency that specialized in putting together scripted television shows based on the writer showrunner, who, you know, the people that create and executive produce the shows. The reason I made that change was complicated. Part of it was I actually felt like I had done the thing in law that I would enjoy the most. I also felt, ironically, that even though I had a pretty good pedigree, that there were some limitations for me as a lawyer. I just didn't have the level of passion for law that some of my colleagues did, and so I felt like I wasn't as good at it or as focused and committed to it as I would have liked, which made me start exploring what else I might be interested in. And I always loved, I was an English major in college, loved reading, loved TV, loved movies, sports, music, and that was kind of that general idea of content and loving to consume culture and pop culture is what led me out here. As far as TV shows and films, I think I was like a lot of people of my generation. I loved shows like All in the Family and Taxi. I loved films like The Godfather and Apocalypse Now, and a lot of those great films that came out in the 70s and those great TV shows on the networks in the 70s. And so a lot of that, I think, probably did get me focused on Hollywood, but I'm not sure there was any one thing. It was probably more a totality of circumstances and interests.